It's YouTube, babies. So, no basketball to talk about really. Except, where's Russell Westbrook going? Maybe the Bucks. I've seen a rumor of that, which be
I've
really
not
good for the
seen
regular
that.
season. I've seen that a few times. I don't think it's actually going to happen. Be good in the regular season, but boy, crap out in the playoffs pretty quick, I think. And then I've also
It'd be
seen
cool
people.
though. It'd be cool,
Oh
and
yeah,
then it'd be really cool if they could get him a ring.
yeah. Like I also saw a rumor where it's like Indy might take a stab at him because they need, like a good starting point guard. It's like again, he'd end up getting the record for most triple doubles in his one season, like he did with the Wizards. But I mean, like I wouldn't be too upset. Like I would probably get a Westbrook jersey because I like Westbrook, but
Hmm.
I don't think it'd be good for in the long run because the younger kids need their time to shine.
Yeah. Well, maybe he'd just like hang back when it came to playoff time, you
Westbrook doesn't know how to hang back.
know?
He's like 110% at all times, which is like that's why people love him. But that's
True. But if he's on the same team with someone like Giannis, it's like, would he be able to do that?
he'd probably like I mean with Giannis he defer because he deferred to Paul George every once in a while when they were together. But I'm just saying like the guys on the Pacers and letting the young guys shoot. I don't think he'd let the young guys go. Not even like
Yeah.
in a malicious way, just in a I have to be as I'm gonna just go as hard as I can. These guys need
Right.
to try to keep up with me.
We did get another bit of news though.
Yeah.
Dame going back to Portland.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's not ring chasing, I guess.
Hmm.
But,
It's
he's also got,
probably does this signal kind of the end, you think? He wants
yeah.
to finish back at Portland.
It's like, it could be that, but it's also like, if you look at his contract, he got a no trade clause. So he gets to choose the next, if he does want to get traded again. And like he said, no matter what, even if he was still with the Bucks, he'd be rehabbing in Portland because that's where his family is. So it might just be like, yeah, I'm gonna rehab a year and hang out with these young kids and mentor them and stuff while I'm rehabbing. And then if next year there's a team that looks pretty good, I might try to force my way over there.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, he's like Westbrook. I'd like him to get one, you know?
Yeah. I think personally, I think he's a little bit more overrated than Westbrook because it's like he was the lead guy in Portland for forever, and I think they won like two series the whole time
Hmm.
and then like other than that, like there's so many times where it's like there was that one year where he just got clamped up by Drew Holiday. Like just they got destroyed by the Pelicans. And then, I mean like the one year that people like really talk about with him was that year with OKC where he did the Dame time year. And then after that, it's like, yeah, he had, he has good success, but, and I was still hot on him being like with Giannis. I thought that was gonna be perfect, but they never had a
I think they
seemingly
could have
smart
been.
coach.
It's just, well, yeah, and also they didn't get to do a playoff series together, which sucks.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just never, the times I watched him, it was never like, it seemed like the coach that either of the two coaches that they had were like trying to build them together. It was like, Giannis, do your thing. Okay, Dame, it's your turn. It's never like they never made plays together. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And so it just, yeah,
Which sucks because, there right before he got hurt, it really was coming together. It really was. I mean,
yeah,
compared to the start where they lost like 15 games and people were like, "Oh, was this a bad move on the Bucks?" And then they totally turned it around.
yeah,
So they just needed more time, but that's business, baby.
yeah. Gotta try to make Giannis happy,
Hmm.
but I'm
Also,
still not
whenever,
convinced that team's gonna make him happy though.
nah, I mean they've made some okay moves for
Hmm.
sure. Just no, they just didn't get like another superstar or whatever. Um, when Dame was in Portland though, they won like two series. Like I'm having trouble even naming like a solid number two guy that they had.
Their number two guy was CJ McCollum.
Yeah, okay, okay, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
that but that's the problem too. It's like CJ's like I'm trying to think of like a really nerdy example. Like Dame would be like, the evolved version of CJ, but like CJ would be like the starter type where, Dame would be like the third evolution.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's just a better version, but then like his weaknesses are still there. They're
Mm-hmm.
even more glaring, I think, with CJ. So because like he's shorter than Dame, so he really can't play defense. And he doesn't put the hustle on defense, so it's just it was always glaring like when they'd play against like the Warriors would just stomp them because it's like, oh yeah, these guys actually do try to play defense and
Yeah.
they're better on offense. So, it just never
Well,
worked.
they also had two of the best shooters of all time on the same team, so that helps
And
too.
at one time it was three of the best shooters of all time when Durant was on there.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. All
Oh,
right.
and I do have one thing. I'm gonna spring this on Jake. Whoa, where'd I
Okay.
go? Did I knock
I don't
out
know.
my camera's still on, so I don't know what the deal is. Whoa. For some reason it just said you're too sexy. We're censoring that. But so I saw this thing on Facebook, I think, and it was an advertisement. It was like penis enlargement pills. No, okay, it's called Portals to Adventure. And so it's Secret Doors Volume 1 contest, the internet's best RPG adventure writing contest where amateur writers get a shot at publication and prizes. Is that something you'd be interested in? Because I can send you the link. If not, if you're like, I don't have time for a fucking publication thing.
I think it sounds cool. I just don't know how I would write an adventure like that.
Yeah. So here's a little bit more. Our very first contest. It's easy, it's fun, and it's your chance to become a professional RPG author. Have you got an idea for a clever trap, a terrible foe, a baffling puzzle, or an exciting maze of caverns? Write it up, submit it, and if it gets enough fan votes, you'll get a cash prize. And it will get published alongside Secret Door adventures from other contestants and your favorite professional games designers as part of the world's largest Dungeon Platinum edition.
Okay. So it can be, yeah, if it doesn't have to be like a whole complete thing, then yeah, send it over.
All right. Send it to you, man, because that's
Appreciate
pretty
it.
neat. And
Yeah.
we'll have the old Two Worlds horde, all of the people that listen to this part of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They'll, for sure vote for it.
Absolutely, they
Like they
will.
leave likes and comments too.
So right now we're looking at two, and one of them is you.
Hell yeah.
All right. Let us do this thing. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two Worlds podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Oberon to my Mr. Miracle. It's Casey. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. What's up with you? Um, would you want Danny DeVito to be Oberon? Or is he too old now? Would you be like, nah, he's aged out of that?
Nah, I mean, Oberon's always kind of made to look a little older. I don't know. I think that could work. He just
Yeah.
couldn't be. Nah, he could do it. I mean, it's like we've seen him do some serious stuff. I know as of late it's all funny stuff with him, but he could do it. We
Yeah.
watched Batman.
Yeah. We watched Matilda.
We watched Matilda. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And then, dude, there's this movie. I don't know what the hell it is, but the same scene pops up on my YouTube all the time. And he's like this car salesman and he gets this new job. And so, like, the other guys try to haze him. They're like, I bet you $1,000 that you can't sell it to this guy because this guy's like, looking at a car and he's like, and then he's like, I don't want to do this. This is my first day. And like the two other guys are like, I'll get it on that. Yeah, me too, me too. And so like by the end of it, he's got like five guys betting him. So he's got, oh, 5,000. And he walks out, he's like, okay. He walks out there and they're laughing like this dude owns the place. There's no way he's gonna be buying a car. And DeVito comes back in smiling. He's like, cash on my table, end of the day, no checks. And then they're like, what? And then the owner walks in, he's like, I just bought one of my own cars from that man.
I have no idea what that is. Sounds
Yeah,
funny
and me
though.
neither, but I was like, man, this prequel to Matilda is really weird.
Imagine it were though. That'd be so crazy.
It's like, when did he get so mean?
All right, so before I read our YouTube comment, just a quick reminder. Last week, Casey and I did release our first episode of our Sony cast, where we watch the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. So if you want to hear us talk about that, or if you want to watch it and then listen to what we had to say about it, feel free to do that. We're going to be doing Spider-Man 2 pretty soon. But anyways, on
And
to...
if you watch that too, let us know what you think, if you agree with us, if you disagree, all that
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah. All right. Our YouTube comment comes from Mr. Gerblaw. He says, okay, so pardon me for probably not conveying this question properly, but for me personally, a good Superman story is predominantly about him as a person. Like it's a difficult thing to do properly because he's such a good guy. It's hard to believe because he's always better than the majority of humanity, and humanity doesn't have what could be considered in some cases to be beyond godlike powers. But in all the reviews, good, bad, and indifferent, I never hear anything about that. So I was wondering, am I missing the point of Superman? Which is possible because I'm not really a Superman guy. Or is this movie missing the point of Superman? Or is the point of Superman lost on the people who saw the movie, or even the majority? I figured if anyone would know, it would be you guys. I I I think the movie did an okay job of showing his humanity.
It did an okay job, but it also, I don't think, did enough because it is more like outside of like him giving that big speech at the end. Like we see little glimpses, but most of the stuff within the movie is just Superman doing cool Superman stuff. Like we even said, there wasn't much actual Clark Kent type stuff except for this like a few moments with Lois in
Hmm.
it. You know what I mean? So I do think it kind of missed the mark on a lot of stuff when it comes to Superman, but it's the more I think about that movie, even though I'm still not the biggest fan of it, the more I'm like, it's got me hopeful for the DCU as a whole. Like this is a fun comic book movie. It feels like more of an event comic than an actual Superman comic.
Hmm.
So like you're not gonna get like Superman stuff like what Nick is mentioning here. You're not gonna get that from this. You are gonna get Superman fighting a giant monster with Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl and Mr. Terrific though. So it's like it. You know what I mean?
I do. I do still think that there's definitely a handful of those moments though. Because I mean the whole thing can't be those moments, but they we get several. We get, like you said, his time with Lois, you know, him letting the Justice Gang fight that monster because he wants to go find the dog. That silly scene where he saves that squirrel. There's just like there are people that would do those things. So I think it does an okay job of showing his humanity in some parts. So I don't know if we answered your question, Nick. Hopefully we did a little bit, but anyway, appreciate you commenting nonetheless. Okay. Also, I think it's kind of annoying that there are two main things that you hear about the Superman movie. The first one is like, oh, this is just a movie that's, a political statement about Israel. Shut up and watch the movie, you know? No, it's
Dude,
not.
one of my favorite things because I didn't know this until like after that crap was coming out. Um, well, first off, like the funniest part about it is like they never mention Israel by name in that,
Hmm.
and it's also like I got more Russia vibes from the guy because he was an Eastern European, type things. Like that's where it was coming off to me, but I was like, whatever. But then like in the comments, people were like, well, this country, it's predates Israel even. It was made in the second issue of Superman, which was before Israel was a country. Which I was like, I didn't even know that, but that's hilarious.
Yeah. I did see something where it was an issue too, which by the way came out in like either late 1939 or early 1940. So it's like you guys are just grasping for something. Like, I don't know why anybody gives a shit about this, but it popped up on Twitter because of course it did, where it was like you know how they give you shit in your feed that you don't even follow?
Yeah.
Well, it was Ben Shapiro taking a selfie in front of the Superman poster, and he was like, "Saw Superman, spoiler, it's not good." And it's
Yeah.
like, oh boy, who gives a fuck what Ben Shapiro thinks about the Superman movie?
Right.
Every single comic book thing that comes out that he watches, he hates. It's like, who cares? Who's asking him for his opinion on these superhero shows and movies? But
100%.
also, like, I don't care if Ben Shapiro thinks it's woke. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
So,
It's so funny to me too though, like, and this is just genuine, like if you're getting upset about anything political in the Scream movie, or if you're, like mad, but whatever type of political thing, it's a James Gunn movie. Like you can't be like too upset because like if it's not political enough, which like it's pretty surface level with the stuff he's doing, so it's not
yeah.
that deep politically. And it's also, again, a James Gunn movie. It's it's not that political. Like, calm
Hmm.
down, people.
For sure. And then the other thing that we see that I also don't care for is just a constant comparison to Henry Cavill and Zack Snyder. It's like,
Hmm.
guys, that stuff's not coming back. I don't remember a single post when Man of Steel came out that was comparing him to like Brandon Ruth or anyone else. But if there was someone else that came before him, I can't think of it, but I'm pretty sure it was Brandon.
Yeah, every once in a while you'd get the Christopher Reeves comparison, but it wasn't like a negative connotation. It was just like,
Sure.
look at these two guys compared to each other type of thing.
Yeah. So it's like, stop. Like, I know the Snyder fanboys want that stuff to be, revitalized. It's not happening.
Yeah.
So, like, I just
It,
don't understand why we have to. It's just every fucking day comparing it. Everybody hated Man of Steel for the most part. So like why is everyone fucking talking about it now? And I saw another statistic that it was like streams of Man of Steel were up 200% after this movie. It's like, okay, so they can see a worse movie?
Well, it's also just because like all of the Superman movies streaming went up after that movie came out. Like it wasn't just Man of Steel. Like
Hmm.
the first Superman and the second Superman, I don't think like three and four did, but the ones that people like all went
Hmm.
up. So it's just kind of like, yeah, it went up because the new Superman movie came out. People wanted to watch Superman. It's
Yeah,
not rocket science with that.
right. It's just you don't see any, corn sweat compared to
Yeah,
those. So
but
anyway, it's just annoying.
yeah, and what is really annoying too, though, is like since the Snyder fanboys have gotten, I mean, or they've stayed annoying about it, then like now like the ones that are fanboys of this, like the gun fanboys are like now doing the same thing, but they're bringing up Man of Steel too. So you have like, so now it's like on Twitter when you're on there, you're just like, oh, cool. Like at least with mine, it's like this gun person be like, oh, it's Man of Steel could never. Then the Man of Steel fanboys are like, well, gun could never either, and this type of stupid shit.
It's so lame. Just if you like it, like it. If you don't, you don't.
Yep.
We do not need to go to war on Twitter about it.
A cool thing. I don't know if you saw this though. I think I saw this on Twitter too. I guess in the Hall of Justice, this was one of those blink and you missed it type things. There's a big mural and the JSA's in it. It's got like
I did
Dr.
miss that.
Fate. Yeah, like I'll try to if I can find it and I'll try to send it to you. But it's got like Dr. Fate, Wildcat, Jay Garrick, and a bunch of others. Like some I didn't even know of. Like characters I'm like, who the hell's that? Type of thing. But
Hmm.
it's pretty neat.
I'm pretty interested. You know, I love to figure out a obscure fucking character
Yeah,
like
the
that.
the posts had the names, and when they said it, it was like I'm like I think Atomic Knight, is that somebody?
Not
I think
sure.
that might have been one of them that I was like, who?
Hmm.
But it's got me curious because like Flash was one of the few characters in the JSA that I was thinking about. Like if they did, appear in like World War One or two, it's like how would Flash work? Because like continuity wise, he was always a comic book character that Barry looked at, and then their worlds, collided later on and that type of thing. So it's like, and because that's how Barry got his name was from the comic. So it's like, would they have a connection or how's that going to work?
Nah, they would just make it where he was real.
Yeah. Um, oh, and then one thing I do think is funny though with this movie is so it's made, and this is just like how movies are now. It's made like 400 and some $1 million in its, 2 weeks. And like people are like, yeah, it's doing so well. But I'm like, this is crazy what COVID did to the movie theater stuff. Because it's like that's how much Captain Marvel made in its opening night. Actually, it made
Hmm.
more. It made 451 million in its opening night. And it's like, had this been like, superhero boom, Warner Brothers would be like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna do another one. This isn't doing good enough.
Right.
Like we'll have to put Batman in the next one for sure.
But at the same time, if it came out at that time, it could have made 500 million opening night too. You know what I
Yeah, very
mean?
well could have.
Because that was a lot closer to Guardians of the Galaxy movies coming out, and people would have
Hmm.
been riding that high.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on.
Yeah. Let us know, guys. Are you like, nah, Man of Steel all day or the new Superman? Or maybe you're like, give me Lois and Clark. Remember that show?
You know, there's good and bad with all of it. Okay, on to the news. You have so much more than me, so you just talk till you want me to do one.
Alrighty, man. So I'll start with this because this is something that I thought was kind of neat. Toho is in the planning stages for a Shin Godzilla sequel. So nothing's really set in stone. They don't even know if they're gonna do it. They're probably just talking about it with the director and everything, but could be cool the way the last one ended. But at the same time, it could not be cool. I don't know how they really go from there personally, but I know I'm going to be seeing it if they do it.
I would need to rewatch it. I remember liking it a lot when it came out, but I haven't seen it since.
Yeah. It is a fun time. It's probably my second favorite of the three Shin movies, but I really loved Shin Ultraman a whole lot.
Yeah,
Um, okay, we're getting a live action Captain Planet show coming to Netflix. And this is one of the few times I'll ever say this, but I hope it's the wokest fucking show on the planet because it kind of has to be. Like
absolutely.
if they're not preaching to us every episode about what we're doing to the environment, I'll riot.
I can't wait for all the fucking 45-year-old men that are like, they made Captain Planet woke. It's like, bro, do you even remember those episodes?
It's like
Of course.
they would end with PSAs. Like of course
Mhm.
they're preaching to you. This is what like if they're not, I'm gonna be mad.
Fucking G.I. Joe did it. Tons of shows did it.
Yeah. Um,
So
so Invincible's been renewed for a fifth season. I think it's already been actually animated too. I haven't watched anything past, I think, part of the second season, and I kind of fell off.
I haven't
But
seen any of it.
it
But
was
boy,
good.
I sell so many Invincible compendiums, and also I can't keep fucking what's it called? Battle Beast. I can't keep the Battle Beast comic in stock. Every time it comes out, I up orders and it just keeps selling out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it
So
is. And like the thing, dude, so David Nakayama did a variant for this last week's issue, and I'm like, if I gave one single fuck about Battle Beast, this would be hanging on my wall. It's so good.
yeah,
But like I
nice.
don't know who that is, so
like it's so funny because I know people love him now. I only saw him in like the one episode from the first season, and so then I'm like, I mean, yeah, he's cool, but
Is he just
like,
a hero or is he like a cartoon in that world?
so the episode I watch, he's basically just a hired thug for this guy, and he beats the fuck out of Mark. Like Mark is just like
Is that the
damn
main
near,
character?
yeah, he's damn near dead. Like after meeting up with Battle Beast, like I think he kills a couple of the other heroes that are with him too. Or gets really, like fucks them all the way up too. And he gets mad. He like it's very Saiyan, like he gets mad because they're way weaker than he thought.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'll I'll lump these two together and I'll let you talk for a bit. Adrian Arjona, rumored to be in talks to play Wonder Woman. I'm not buying it personally because, as I'll talk about in my next bit of news, that I'm kind of lumping into this one. Apparently, don't have a script yet for Wonder Woman. And the way James is, I'm on first name basis with him. James Gunn has made it sound they aren't gonna be actually casting until they get the script done.
Yes, but I did hear that they were fast tracking that.
Still,
So,
yeah, but still, you'd think he'd want the script done first. And
no,
speaking
no,
of,
I know. I'm just
oh,
saying,
okay,
I think that they will fast track the script before we get any of this.
yeah. And speaking of the script, James Gunn did confirm though that Anna Noguera is writing the Wonder Woman script and the Teen Titans script. She also wrote the Supergirl script. So I don't know what else she's
Hope
done, but
Supergirl's good.
yeah, it's like hopefully, I mean, like James Gunn had to have liked it, that script. So it must be in keeping with the tone that he wants for this universe. But yeah, I mean, she's got the keys to the kingdom right now, apparently.
But I mean, has she written anything
Nothing
else?
that I mean, I haven't looked. The only thing that popped up when they said in the news that said that they're like, she wrote the Supergirl one, that movie that's not out yet. So it's like, well, it's hard to get too excited.
Yeah, that's she wrote a short in 2018. Otherwise, Supergirl's the first thing. So,
Maybe they're trying to go the Marvel route where they're just like, yeah, we'll get lesser known people that have done cheap things well, and we can don't have to pay them a lot for the first couple times.
as long as it's good,
Yeah,
whatever. Okay. So we got Zelda and Link cast for the Legend of Zelda movie. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah,
Um, let's see here. Zelda will be played by Bo Bragason and Link by Benjamin Evan Ainsworth. And they look fine. I have no idea who either one is, and I love that.
yeah,
Because God
100%.
damn it, if it had been Tom Holland, I would have been furious.
Just wait, he's gonna be Ganondorf.
Oh, geez. He needs some beef if that's the case. But
uh,
anyway, still don't love that that's a live action movie, but whatever.
I don't even love that they're making trying to make a movie because it's like,
Animated would have been fine.
yeah, how much does Link ever say? Like, Link is
He
not
doesn't have to.
still. I'm just not a fan of that whole thing of them being like, yeah, we need, this silent character to have his own thing. Like Mario, you can buy it, he talks because he's an Italian plumber, but
Yeah, but dude, that's why he always has a fun little fairy or something with him that can help push that along. Otherwise, the only talking Link we've got is, "Excuse me, princess." And we don't need that live action.
I hope that happens live action.
Have you seen any of that show?
Just the meme clips, that's it.
It's rough.
I bet. Did you ever watch, speaking of just rough shows, did you ever watch the Mario show where it had Captain Lou Albino as Mario?
Yep.
Okay, is it as much of a fever dream as it looks?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, pretty
nice.
much.
Nice. So I'll do some more movie related stuff because that's what most of the stuff is anyway. Taika Waititi is set to direct a Judge Dredd movie. So I mean, who knows? I'll say that.
I do.
Dude, Jojo Rabbit was good. I'll just say, I'll toss that out there.
Don't care. Fuck that guy. I'll
So
never watch it. I'll never watch it.
it, I mean, yeah, it's something. If it looks good, I might still check it
You
out.
really think he's the guy to nail the tone
Oh
of
no, I
Judge
don't
Dredd?
know.
Okay.
But
I just want to establish that.
if the trailer looks good, I might
It
check it out.
will,
I might check it
because
out.
they make trailers look good, except for Fantastic Four.
They don't always make trailers look good. Like most of the trailers I've seen here
Fantastic
lately.
Four.
Yeah, I mean, most of the trailers here, because I wanted to see Jurassic Park just on, ooh, scary monsters alone. The trailers look like shit.
See, I disagree. This latest one with Scarlet, I was like, oh, okay, this makes me want to watch this.
See, I thought it looked dumb except for, Scarlett Johansson's nice to look at.
It looked dumb. They were like, yo, collect DNA from the five most dangerous ones that we couldn't bring to the park. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do that.
It's like land, sea, and air. 'Cause that's what it boils down to. So it's like, okay, this is like a video game. We're gonna have the sea level, the land level, and the air level.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So this is like kind of alarming news if you're like a really big into Marvel movies. Michael Waldron is being brought on to help work on the Avengers Doomsday script. You know that the movie that has been filming
Since
since
April?
April. They're like, we need to punch up this script a bit. So,
But man, all that aside, he's kind of the guy that you want, in my opinion.
I mean, it's like yeah, he's written some good stuff, but it's like doing script punch ups when you've been filming for 4 months, just not a good idea.
No, it's not. I think I think it's going to be a big pile of shit, but I hear Heels is really good and I love Loki and Multiverse of Madness. So it's like they got a good writer. It's just like why didn't you have him just do the whole thing?
Right. And then my last I'll lump these two together, and then I have one piece of news that I didn't put in here in the Kickstarter news. Kevin Feige, the old Fiegemasterflex said they are they aren't allowed to use Miles Morales yet. So like I was wondering, do you think that means that Sony might be like, well, I want to do some Miles Morales in our Sonyverse,
Yeah, I do.
or if it's just the Spider-Verse stuff?
Look, let's just look at it from a business perspective. Why wouldn't they want to try?
Hmm.
Everyone is gonna go see it.
But it's also Sony. They seem really, really stupid when it comes to their Spider-Man IP. They made it. I mean, sure, it is the greatest superhero movie of all time, but they made a Madam Web movie.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Dude, I've been seeing a lot of things that Feige's been saying here this week, and all of them I'm just like, I don't know about that, Chief. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. He's. It's like you lucked out.
Scrambling.
Yeah, you lucked out with the first batch of stuff, and then you tried way too hard on making a new group work way too quick. And then because you relied on those other actors for too long, and then you're like, hey guys, Captain Marvel's stronger than everybody, like her. And then like it's just been downhill from there, really.
Yep, pretty much.
And then Spider-Verse has been delayed again. Apparently, I think it's still kind of like I think it was still supposed to come out in June of 2027,
No, dude,
but
it's supposed to come out June of this year,
well,
remember?
yeah. Well, no, and then it's been pushed back.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
then it's
just
been pushed
laughing.
back. And
Because
I
they're
think it was
like
supposed,
part two in 2 weeks, and all the
yeah.
people are like, wait, what?
And then it's now been pushed back another couple weeks, I think, to June 25th of 2027. So, maybe it's going to come out someday.
Okay. Let me do my stuff before we talk about Mr. John Lee's.
Well, I got one other thing because I assumed you were gonna write about it and then you didn't, so I was like, well, I pulled it up really quick, so we'll talk about that too.
Oh, okay. First thing I got, we're getting an absolute evil. Um, I think just one shot. I don't think it's a whole event. That's coming out in October. It's gonna be a special focusing on the villains of the Absolute Universe, and Al Ewing is going to write it. Um, that'll probably do really well if I had to
Yeah.
guess.
Like
Um, mhm.
what like so does the Flash and Martian Manhunter do they really have villains yet?
I don't know about Flash,
Okay.
and Manhunter is just kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, because like the only one that I can think of, because the Superman hype has died down a good bit on at least on X and Twitter for the Absolute. And then Wonder Woman, I know you're still reading. Does she really have a baddie in that yet?
Yeah,
Okay. And then because I know Batman's got like five at this point. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but it's like Killer Croc just showed up, Bane's in it. I think Mr. Freeze is in it. And then they had what was it, Black Mask in the first arc?
yeah, and then they're
Catwoman.
teasing Catwoman.
Yeah. So it's just like he's got it's just gonna be Batman villains.
Yeah, probably. Okay, and then my other thing, did you see the tweet by someone? I don't know. I have no idea if this is affiliated. Someone made a Justice Gang Twitter account and put out a statement about the recent events surrounding the death of, the president of Baravia, and how, the Justice Gang backs hot girls' actions, you know, whatever Maxwell Lord, fully supports her decision and all that stuff. Uh, I thought it was pretty funny. It's pretty fun
Hmm.
marketing that also keeps people talking about the movie and leads into whatever happens next.
Yeah, there was a really funny one too, because like what made it funny was the like community notes at the bottom, but it was like LexCorp being like, we're mourning the loss of, like this person is like Lex Luthor shot him in the head. I was like, that's really funny.
And then it also like Wayne, the official Wayne Enterprises commented on it too, which I thought was fun. So
Yeah. All
fun
right.
stuff.
So here's the one news that we didn't get to talk about, or we didn't put in the notes, but this is a press actual. I'm just gonna read off the press release. DC Comics announces DCKO event.
Oh
To
yeah.
get ready for the most fun you'll have all year at a death tournament. Josh Williamson and Scott Snyder co-create the Slugfest event of the century. Main series written by Snyder with art by superstar creator Javier Fernandez. I mean, like that right there has me like, yeah, I'm in. You know,
Hmm.
like one of the variant covers was Daniel Warren Johnson, was Superman giving what looked kind of like a Steiner screwdriver to Darkseid. Pretty darn sweet, you know?
Yeah, I think that'll be fun. I remember seeing that, but I think I was doing something at work and couldn't write
Yeah.
it down. So
Um, Also, just speaking of wrestling really quick, one of your favorite bands, I'm blanking on their name. What's that one punk band that you like right now a lot? Like you listen to them all the time.
the story so far,
No, not them. Give me
Newfound
another one.
Glory,
No, no.
The Wonder
Um,
Years.
Maybe it's the Wonder Years. I think they did a song for a AEW wrestler like recently. Like they made a brand new one. I'm
Really?
trying to I think so, yeah. I was like when I heard it, I was like, oh, this is a guy that old Jakey Poo likes. Or no, sorry, it's Hot Mulligan.
Oh, okay.
So they did a song for a wrestler I don't really care about named Kyle Fletcher.
Well, the song off their latest um album, or maybe it's just like an EP, the music video was wrestling themed. So I wonder if
Is
that was,
is the song called Proto Theme?
mm, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, because I Googled it and I typed it in on Spotify. So that's how I that's how I know it's still on my search to list on Spotify. So,
Did you
that's
listen
why I know.
to it?
Yeah, it's good.
Right on.
You'd like it. Did you do the Superman playlist thing too? Speaking of Spotify.
No, I did not.
Okay, so if you type in the Superman official playlist, they'll be like, they'll show like the picture of the person whose face they think matches your taste. And I got Lex Luthor.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So I'm like, I tweeted a picture. I was like, apparently Lex really likes Weezer. But
Hey, maybe he does.
the last bit of news that this like came out last week. I forgot to talk about it, but John Lees has a Kickstarter coming out. Friend of the show, John Lees. When he was on last time, the time without Jake, Jake wanted me to ask him if he's got a fantasy story that he's thinking about, and he does. And this is that fantasy story. It's called Gralgor, and I can't not pronounce that name. Gralgor and Shanks, and it's about a dwarf that's like gonna be investigating murders. So I'm like, yeah, I'm into it. It's supposed to have, blood and guts and humor, so should be good.
And Grawl Gore is a great name.
Yeah. So you
Also,
guys
I
give that
just
some
searched
love.
real quick and I also got Lex.
Damn, we're just a couple Lexi boys.
We are. I'll say this though, I think James Gunn and I have similar music tastes because he like when he was doing early announcements for the DC stuff, he was wearing a 4 Year Strong shirt and I adore that band. So,
Nice.
yeah. I was really hoping that he was going to put a 4 Year Strong song in Superman, but that did not happen.
I was surprised that because like so I had heard early on that he wasn't gonna be doing like he did like how he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. He wasn't gonna put any music in. So I was surprised with that Mr. Terrific fight scene that they
Hmm.
actually had that because I was like kind of not expecting that to happen at all in this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
All
man,
right.
what'd you read this week?
Yep. Casey didn't get his books in on time thanks to the United States Postal Service. So I'll talk about mine. I've got Red Sonja Noir Special, Nightwing 128, Ghost Pepper #1, Thundercat 16, Death of Silver Surfer #2, Zatanna #6, and New Gods #8. Okay, I'll start with the negative. Death of Silver Surfer #2 by Greg Pak and Sumit Kumar. This is definitely the last one of these that I'm reading. I thought this sucked, which is too bad because I kind of like the first one a lot. Um, and I'm going to tell you about the part that lost me. So Silver Surfer, like he finds these kids, and one kid had climbed this apple tree to get apples for all of his friends, and he's stuck and he's crying. So Surfer helps him down, and he's talking to the kids, and they're all having an apple, and it's great. Then the cops show up and they draw guns on them. And he's like, "Get away from those kids, raise your hands." One of the kids throws an apple at the cop. The cop opens fire. Of course, Silver Surfer stops the bullets with the power cosmic. And then the kids are like, "Whoa, you're a freak, leave us alone," and throw apples at him and then run away. And I'm like, what the fuck am I reading?
Lord.
And then the rest of it is just like, oh, it's a lot about this girl that's been hired to take out Surfer, and boy, she's unlikable, and I don't give a fuck. So I'm done
Yeah,
with the series.
fair enough.
3 out of 10. The art's not even that great either, in my opinion. And
Oh,
that sucks
really?
because I like Sumit Kumar.
Yeah, I was about to say he's normally kills it.
He does. Okay, Thundercat 16 by Declan Shalvey and Drew Moss. It's totally fine. The Thundercats fight the Monkeans, or however they pronounce that, and we get some stuff that ties into the Chitara miniseries. So if you read that, it's cool, and if you haven't, I mean, you're not missing too much, but it's still neat. So I'm gonna give that a 7 out of 10.
Nice.
Ghost Pepper. Number one, I got this incredible art germ variant of the main character.
Nice.
Um, it's by Ludo Lulabi and Adriano Lucas. And this was a very cool issue. This is just like an anime or a manga, like the first episode.
Hmm.
Reads just like that. And the art's pretty fucking cool too. Kind of show you what we got going on
Oh,
here.
nice.
So, anyway, this girl on the cover, she runs like a food truck in this sci-fi world, and she gets wrapped up with this total badass named Ash. It's so funny, dude, because I'm reading this and I'm like, man, this kind of gives me Trigun vibes a little bit, and that's Vash, and this is Ash. So
Yeah.
it's like, wonder if there's some inspiration there. But anyway, this gal is just trying to run her food truck, and she gets caught up with this guy that's got like insane strength and fighting prowess, and they get attacked uh, by these like cyborg things called short fins that are being controlled by I don't know this guy, some entity, and you know we'll see what happens going forward. But it's pretty cool. I like both characters a lot. Ash has this funny robot guy that kind of does a lot of the talking for him and is sort of the humor. And I'm gonna pick up issue two, so I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. It was very good.
Nice, dude.
Okay, Nightwing 128 by Dan Waters and Dexter Soy. It's it's fine. A lot of stuff with Dick and the fifth dimension imp stuff going on in Titan's Tower. He runs into Deathwing, which is a character from his past, as well as the Kryptonian Nightwing, um, who wants to team up with him. And essentially, at the end, they run into a big monster version of Nightwing's dog, Haley. So it's fine. I mean, this is kind of like a filler arc, in my opinion. Not a ton of substance, but it's still fun and the art's really good. So I'll give it another 7. Red Sonia Noir. It's just a special. The A cover is done by Lyrics, who is someone I'm a big fan of, and that's an incredible cover.
Hmm.
And it's written by David Avalone with art by Edu Mena. And it's fine. Red Sonja teams up with this guy. They're like partners. They're called the Blade and the Arrow or something like that. He gets murdered, and this special is just her trying to figure out who murdered him. And my problem with it is that Sonia kind of gives off the entire time like she knows who did it and what's happening. And then at the end, it's like, look, here's who did it and what's happening. And then it ends, and that's it. It's just like, okay. So it never really felt like she was stumped and like there was no twist. It's just like, yeah, she's awesome and she knows everything. So whatever. I'm gonna give it like a 6 out of 10.
That reminds me, since it was a detective story, I want to tell you a little bit about Detective Chimp because I've been reading that here lately. I finally took a break because they're like 4-page stories, but they're all kind of the same. So I finally kind of was like, oh, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break because it's like this sheriff who just adopted Bobo because he doesn't call him Detective Chimp yet, just because Bobo can't talk yet. So they're all just like the sheriff being like, "Hey, a murder just happened. Let's go investigate together, Bobo." And then Bobo will be like, "Look over here." And the sheriff's like, "This dumb monkey doesn't want to doesn't want to do his job. I'm gonna go investigate." And then like someone tries to kill Bobo because he's getting too close because he actually knows what he's doing. And then the sheriff shows back up. That's like the every issue. It's just a different setting.
Yeah, that's funny. It does
I
sound
was
fun
re
though.
Yeah, no, it is. But I was reading online. I was like, when does he start talking? Like, and this just sounds like the most golden age thing. It's like, well, early on in his series, finds the Fountain of Youth. I'm like, how early on? Because I've read like 10 issues and I've not gotten that far yet. And when he finds the Fountain of Youth, it turns out it makes him talk. It's like, oh, okay.
Of course it does. That's so funny. I've been enjoying you posting what you're reading and catching up on. Was there any others this week that you finished?
No, I've been on that, and then since I took a break, I started on one of the first of the Walt Simonson Thors. I'm on that now
Oh,
too, so
nice.
I'm kind of gonna try to like go back and forth, which is gonna give me the weirdest dreams.
Right. How's that going?
It's good. I've only done that. I only started that last night, so I got the first issue of the first one done. So I watched Beta Ray Bill beat the crap out of Thor, and then Odin being like, "My son, the horse, come home."
I think it's hilarious. He's like,
It,
my God, you are worthy.
yeah.
All right. Next, I've got Zatanna number 6. It's by Jamal Campbell. I got this cool variant cover for it
Nice.
by Omare.
It's Amore.
It's Amare. I don't want to say too much about it because it's the final issue and Casey's going to read it, but the art is incredible. I like how it ended, but it did not answer all the questions. And then at the end, it says only the beginning, dot, dot, dot. So it's like, I'd be more okay with it if we knew we were getting more, but we
Yeah.
don't. So I hope that Jamal Campbell does get to do more, because not everything was wrapped up, but it was still cool. There's one part in particular that, some people show up, and I thought that was pretty awesome. So interested to hear what Casey thinks about it, but I'm gonna give it like an 8.5, and I think overall an 8. I think there were a couple issues in there where I was just like, this is just okay, but then some others that were really good. So,
I think it's gonna read really well collected. And I've been kind of thinking that this whole time because there's like you said, there's some filler issues that just kind of move the plot along and doesn't have much cool stuff going on. And but like collected, those are always,
mhm,
better.
I agree. All right, and then we've got New Gods number 8 by Ron B, Evan Cagle, and uh Stepan Morian. Because you know how they have a guest artist that does like the first 2 or 3 pages.
Yeah.
Um, which that art was extremely cool. I think everyone they've gotten to work on this book has been killer, but
Hmm.
yeah, this book's fucking awesome. Uh, no surprise there. Evan Cagle's art is just as good as it always is. Um, we finally get more Seraphin, who's the cowboy guy. Um, there's one part I really like. He shows up and somebody's like, "Oh, Seraphin, what a surprise. I've not seen you in an age." And he goes, "It's been forever and a minute." And I'm like, because he was in Forever, people.
Ah,
That's just like
I
that was
gotcha.
that was for me. But anyway, it's pretty cool. They essentially, the new gods get this little piece of land on Earth where they can stay while shit's going down, and they have like a big feast and a groundbreaking uh, to commemorate that. And this is a slight spoiler. I don't think you're gonna care too much, but well, I don't know. I'll wait. Do you want me to say
Yeah,
anything
just
or
go
no?
ahead.
Okay. High Father, he comes to the table. Everybody's waiting for his speech, and he's just like, I'm not High Father anymore. And he sets his scepter down on the table. He was like, I want everybody here to choose from yourselves a new hand to hold this Heka, and I'm just going to be Isaiah from now on. And he turns around and he walks away, and everyone just kind of turns and looks down the table at Orion, and that's kind of the last we hear of it for now. So I kind of hope he does take it over because I fucking love Orion, and I think that would be good for his character.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then some other shit happens that I won't talk about, and then at the end, Highfather's kind of being depressed outside underneath this tree in the rain, and Barda and Mr. Miracle go out there and they're like, "Hey, Highfather, we wanted to introduce you to our daughter Olivia," and he holds the baby, and it makes him happy, and that's kind of how it ends. So,
Nice.
extremely good issue. It's a 10 out of 10. I fucking love this book. No
Yeah,
one
I
is
feel.
surprised.
Yeah, it's like water's wet.
Yep. Yep. Dude, it
So
makes me so happy that it's good, though. It really
yeah,
does.
I figured it would be with Ramby. I was like, I figure it's gonna be good. I don't know 100% sure if it's gonna be for me because that's how it is with Ramby stuff. Sometimes, like his Detective Comics, like I don't need to hear about old Gotham. I'm good.
Yeah. But this and, Resurrection Man, like, that's the shit he needs to be doing.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of the New Gods stuff, I saw a tweet today because someone was like, "There's a DC character named Darkseid," and he went through like the
I saw
Darkseid.
this.
Then one of the people in the comments though was like, "Oh, you should check out." He named off some of the Kirby stuff, and he also said Walt Simonson's Orion, which I didn't know Walt Simonson did an Orion. Have you read it, and is it damn good?
I haven't finished it, but there were two volumes of it, and I do own both of them back there. And what I read, I liked.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, that's 100%. That is Jake Sally. That's not even in
Yep.
it. That's just your alley.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Now that you say that, I probably will pull those out and finish those since we're just on a new Gods kick right now.
Yeah.
If
Uh,
once I finish them and if you end up liking the stuff you're reading for his Thor, I'll let you borrow those.
right on, dude. So, what are you excited about though, man?
A lot out this week. Um, oh, DC versus vampires for sure. That's almost at an end. Absolute Wonder Woman and Moon Knight. Like I've got for me personally, I've got some heavy hitters out this week.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Runaways. I'm just gonna say Godzilla. I don't think I'm like on the fence with it being good or not, but it's the first, so I gotta say it. And then I'm actually I'm like excited, but at the same time hesitant to be excited about Flash Bad Moon Rising special. I'm giving that a whirl, so we'll see how that goes.
Also, uh, honorable mention, and now I need to ask you about it. Second issue of New History of the DCU. Did you read the first one?
I haven't read it yet. It's actually right here on my desk, but I'll read it before I read the second issue.
Text me, let me know what you think. I'm
Will do, man.
interested.
Okay, so I was seeing people talk about the Batman costumes that we had live action, and I was just thinking, because I was just thinking about what he's gonna look like in the DCU, how they're gonna do it, and I was just thinking, what are some ideas that you'd want to see from like the comics or live action TV sh or cartoons or any of that stuff that you're like, I would like to see this put back over into his costume.
Before I answer that, I've been seeing a lot online lately of people asking, do you want Rob Pattinson brought in or do you want someone else? What's your take on it?
We need someone else. Couple different reasons. His universe does not work with James Gunn's universe. And so then he'd have to play a completely different Batman than what he's playing now. And it's also like I like the idea of since like that one's only been there for 2 years at this point, I think, versus I mean, I know Superman's supposed to be 3 years, but he should be in it a little bit longer than just 3 years if he's going to be going against literal gods and stuff.
Hmm.
So, I just don't think he works in that universe at all.
Okay.
What about you?
I understand your reasonings. I'm tired of so many fucking Batmen out there. I would like it to be one person. Um, but I get it. I understand why that wouldn't necessarily work. Uh, I'd still like to see it though.
I will say too, James Gunn did shoot down the idea of Pattinson being the new DCU Batman, and then they're going to stagger all of the Batman movies too. Like he had a big interview where he was talking on a podcast, and he was asked about that. Oh, and also in that interview, I was going to talk about this. he did say he didn't like how Warner Brothers and then like this entity, which is The Rock, awkwardly put him into the DC, and then they, that was like right as he was coming, yeah, as James Gunn was coming in. He's like, yeah, it was a power play by another entity, and that it just didn't pan out, and it, hurt Cavill. And it's like, I would love to work with him in the future. Who would you want Cavill to be really quick? Because I think it'd be really funny if he was, Crime Syndicate Ultraman.
I think it'd be fun if he were General Zod.
Yeah, that too. I think that'd be really good.
But I think both of those characters are kind of just the same. So,
Yeah. But let us know, who would you want Cavill to play?
and
Maybe
I
you're like
think
Alfred.
he is British.
Yeah.
I think I think if James Gunn approached him in the right way, which I think he would, Henry would be open to it.
Well, the way it sounded like there's talks. Like, they probably texted each other about it every once in a while. That's probably it.
Yeah.
I don't think agents are involved or an actual character is planned out, but
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, back to the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Stuff that Batman, that, different Batman costumes, ideas that you would like.
So I went strictly comic book here. So the first one, Batman Inc. There's just something unique about that costume
Hmm.
that I think is pretty cool. Um, and really, I mean, there's nothing that special about it, but whenever you see it, you know that that's the Batman Inc. costume. Um, and then I'm gonna go the Bronze Age, which is just one of the gray and blue ones, but I like the gray and blue look. Um, like anytime you see like those Jose Luis Garcia Lopez ones where it shows all the characters from the 70s and the different poses,
Hmm.
like I think that's a great look for Batman. Number three, original Hush. There was just something about the way Jim Lee drew Batman there, posing on gargoyles and shit like that. And I'm like, yeah, sure, like the blue is almost the same shade as the gray, but it's still damn cool.
Hmm.
And then lastly, I'm going with the Norm Brayfogle Batman. Norm did Batman from like 1987 to like 93 or something, or like 95. So a lot of Batman from like when we would have been reading that at the time. I know you were and I wasn't, but he just had, it was also gray and blue, but his cape was always like super long and billowy and kind of like ragged. And I just thought
Yeah.
it was a cool look.
And then for me, I didn't have actual names of people, but like I really like the purple gloves that he had in Golden Age Batman. I think that'd be fun to see transfer
Yeah,
over. White eyes, I think, is something that we don't see enough in comic book movies, and it does sometimes look weird, but at the same time, when they nail it well.
like with Spider-Man
Yeah.
recently.
And then even the Wolverine. When they did that,
Hmm.
Um, and then, oh, what was it? Oh, so I was thinking about the yellow bat insignia. And I was like looking at different ones, and Rebirth, when it was the yellow just outline of the bat,
Hmm.
I think that would look really well movie wise. Because like just having it, you know, one yellow spot here, I get why they went away from that.
Sure.
But but I'm like, yeah, I think the yellow outline would be pretty sweet. And then a neck that they can turn, because those first ones, having to do this number when they want to look at stuff, not the best.
Hmm.
Needs mobility. And then yeah, those are my four.
Cool.
But let us know down below. What are some things that you want to see from the Batman going forward, I guess, in the
And
DCU?
you bring up the purple gloves. If you remember during the New 52 Zero year, they
Hmm.
brought back those purple gloves, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. Thought that was a neat callback too.
Yeah.
Wasn't
But
a fan of that
also,
arc,
well,
but
no, me either. But I still fucking collected all of it. And
yeah.
Greg Capullo knows how to draw Batman.
Hell yeah, he does.
So, all right, guys, that is the end of the episode. So we appreciate you hanging out with us. Let us know everything Casey's told you to let us know. And yeah, we'll be back next week. We'd love to stay and chat, but I gotta have Casey babysit my baby while I try to stop Orion. We'll catch you next time. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Two Worlds Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Two Worlds Pod, on Twitter at two_worlds_PC, and on Facebook at facebook.com/twoworldspodcast. You can email us with any questions or comments at twoworldspodcast@gmail.com, and if you would, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Two Worlds Podcast on YouTube.